What's up, guys? My name is Melin, and I'm a music composer for video games. I'm also the creator of Game Music Treasury, which is a best-selling music pack crafted exclusively for video games. I'm excited to share with you today a quick walkthrough of what actually is inside the folder once you purchase, and how on earth I divided up 18 different genres worth of 500 plus tracks. So let's dive in, let's check out what's actually hiding inside here, what it sounds like, what the different file types are, and why this is an absolute must-have purchase if you are a game developer, especially if this is your first time making a video game and you desperately need music that's going to elevate the quality of your game. So let's take a look. So you'll notice that if you have all of the folders loaded, that inside Game Music Treasury, everything is a 16-bit 44.1 kilohertz wave file. So if you don't understand high-tech audio, that basically just means that it's the highest possible file that we can use to make sure that it's a really high-quality sound for your game. Now, of course, you can take any of these wave files, you can compress them down to an MP3 or an OGG file, whatever your game actually needs, but it's nice to have the original high-quality file to start with. So you'll notice that there's 18 different genres here, everything from adventure, ambient, casual, all the way down to suspense, tranquil, and unsettling. You should also note that I have an entire track list available on the sales page below, but also once you download the pack, it's in there as well. And you'll notice that it is literally divided by all of the 18 genres, and you can see every single track that is inside. You can see the full length, you can see whether it's a loop or not, and whether it has live players or not. And I have meticulously gone through and made sure, I even color coded it for you to make sure that there's no confusion about what all is included inside this pack. Hope that is super helpful for you. And you should know that this is a constantly evolving and constantly updated asset. This is something that I'm working on every single week. I'm trying to create more tracks to put into here and to squeeze even more value out of it to make it the most valuable game music pack out there, period. That's my goal. And I hope that this serves you unbelievably well. And for those of you who are looking at this from the Unity asset store, you might notice, wait a second, I don't have access to all of those folders right now. And that's because you have a music pack that is split up into 2 different volumes. And perhaps down the line, we'll have to create 3 volumes just in case it grows enough. But right now, just based on the Unity asset store file size limits, you can't have a file that's larger than 4 gigabytes, at least at the time of this recording. And so I had to split it up into 2 different volumes. So the good news is volume 1 has half of them. Volume 2 has the other half. But what you'll notice is that when you purchase volume 1, you will automatically get volume 2 for free. All you have to do is make sure you're logged in and you've already purchased volume 1, you'll get volume 2 for free, and vice versa. If you've purchased volume 2, you'll get volume 1 for free. So you are only paying one time, but you will get access to all of it. So if Unity is your preferred game engine, then you're going to want to buy on Unity, because the Unity asset store automatically downloads all of the audio files into your game engine, into the Unity engine, and then they're already there. It's already inside the game, and you can literally drag and drop it into your game. You don't have to upload and import all the different files. So that is a huge advantage if you are making your game inside the Unity engine. Now, when originally organizing this, the idea was, as a game developer, you need to be able to choose a sound based on the emotion, based on the way that your game is supposed to make the player feel. So if you're creating an RPG and you're in a moment that's very emotional, perhaps it's like a romantic scene, or perhaps it needs some kind of orchestral flair, then it should be really easy to look at the list and say, let's see, fantasy orchestral is probably the right direction there. And then you can go and preview the tracks, maybe something like Desert Storm, which is live. Or maybe if that's not the right style, we could go down to something like Marked by War. And one of the coolest things about Game Music Treasury is there's a very clear labeling system so that you always know what you're going to get. So any of the track files that are labeled with loop at the beginning simply means that that piece of music is crafted, it's cut to loop seamlessly. So if I were to load it up, so it means that when I throw that piece of music into the game engine, it's going to seamlessly loop. There won't be any kind of break or pause or weird sounds. Instead, it's just going to seamlessly move on to another repetition. There's also a ton of live music. So anything marked with live at the end means that there is either a live orchestra, a live band, live vocals, live solo instruments. There's some kind of live element that was used to actually be recorded inside that track. So here's another one. So there's a lot of high quality music inside this pack. It should be really simple to navigate through the folder system here. And let's do a quick preview of what each of the sections sounds like. So inside Adventure, here is a song called Rise, which features some live vocals.
We've wandered here so long in wait of what's to come.
Ambient, these are going to be mostly loops that are very, very chill electronic vibes. Really, really strong for casual games, really strong for maybe a platformer or Metroidvania puzzle games. But there's also some darker stuff in here too, like slow burning ambience for a dungeon, maybe a menu screen. A lot of droney kind of stuff. In the casual section, these are going to be really fun, uplifting, silly, goofy tracks that are going to work really well in a casual, maybe a mobile game or something similar. And then in Celebration, these are going to be really, really happy tracks that are perfect for maybe a victory theme at the end of winning a match or a level or a fight, anything in that realm. So very high energy there. Combat, there's a ton of combat music here. Most of them are loops, so these are really, really great for RPG battles, maybe a shooter game, anything that just requires a lot of intensity. I was recently told that Scanning for Weaknesses is actually a game developer's favorite track in the pack. Lots of fun combat music in there. Also have dungeon music, which is much more ambient in nature. lot of exploration. Really cool stuff there. In the energetic section, we have a lot of really high energy music, much more in the happier side of things. So there's one of the loops. Let's try something. Meet the Heroes. It's a lot of different genres here. Lots of inspiration. All right, moving on to Fantasy Orchestral. We started off with that one today. Let's take a look at something different. It's a lot of really, really dramatic pieces. Hybrid Orchestral is where we combined live orchestral elements with more synthetic electronic. So this is going to be much more in line with something in an RPG kind of lane. Lots of synth elements. Big, full, dramatic things. Inspirational. This is going to be great for any time you just need a smile within your game. So that kind of vibe. The mysterious, this one is going to be really great for any kind of moment within your game. Maybe there's a villain, or maybe there is just a mysterious moment like a dark forest or some kind of location that just really warrants a type of music that isn't overtly happy, isn't overtly sad. It's just kind of somewhere in the middle, ambiguous. Here's one of my favorite tracks, Revealing the Truth. That was recorded by the Chicago Symphony. A lot of these were recorded with live orchestras, which was great fun, great fun. Sentimental, this is going to be more like piano, sad moments, perfect for any story-driven game. So that was actually recorded by a woodwind ensemble. So if any of you have played the remake of The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening on the Nintendo Switch, that entire soundtrack was rescored with a woodwind ensemble. So you'll get some of those vibes from a lot of these tracks. These are going to be much more, much prettier, sometimes sad, but mostly romantic kind of music. All right, short cues, anything that was really short, typically around 30 seconds or less, this is where it ends up. So you're going to hit a lot of different genres here, but the idea is for any of those moments where you just need a quick little jingle, or you need a quick little, even for a game trailer or for a short moment within your game. It could even be a title screen or the menu, whatever. There's just a lot of different variety going on here. Ton of utility there. Solo piano, pretty self-explanatory, but these are going to mostly be in that sad or inspiring lane, but obviously all solo piano. Great for romantic or even sad moments. If there's like a death in the game, if the character is having some kind of self-contemplation, or maybe just your game in general is kind of sad in nature. These will be solid for that. These are all recorded live. It's really pretty stuff. Somber is much more leaning into the sad side of things, but not necessarily like depression, but these are going to be tracks that are really, really solid for sad moments in the game, specifically loop-based moments. So it might be an environment, or it might be a level, something in the game that actually needs a constant sad feeling. I think of Secret of Mana, which is one of my favorite games from the Super Nintendo era, and the hometown at the very beginning of the game gets destroyed, and so every time you go back to that hometown, this really sad music is played on loop, and it just makes you really sad. Here's one called Deserted Town. Nothing like some sad music. But hey, every game teeters on different emotions. So if you need to strike a sad emotion, you need music like this. Here's one of my personal favorites, Creatures of the Dark. Lots of good stuff there. Suspense. These are for moments where maybe your character is sneaking around, or you're in a castle or some place that you're not supposed to be, and you have to be on alert. There's lots of moments in video games that really need this kind of music. Pipe working in that one. What else do we have? Some of these are upbeat, some of them are much more ambient and slow, but the idea is to always focus on the emotion. So if you need suspense, this is going to be the place to find it. And again, a lot of those are live. Tranquil, these are for the most serene, beautiful moments, maybe like a hometown, maybe a menu theme, maybe a title screen. These are for moments in the game that need to feel safe. So here's one that's live. Ah, so pretty. Let's try Relaxation, which is live. So there you go. There's even a kind of a mixture of live and synthetic, but they all create that same feeling of tranquility. Maybe one more, Old Timer. Can't you just see an old grandpa character in a game with that track? And then lastly, we have Unsettling. These are for moments in your game that you just need crazy, chaotic music, a lot of aleatoric, kind of chance-based music that has a lot of like screechy sounds. This is the place to look. So some of them are more chiptune-y, but we also have much more ambient, electronic, still very unsettling, almost borderline horror music. So here's White Room A live. There's a kind of pretty version of an Unsettling. I'll give you one more, Fleshmonger, because I know that this one's really in your face. So that would be amazing for a boss battle. And then we have, again, live orchestras, live ensembles, the whole shebang. There's so much in here. Again, there's over 500 tracks. If at any point you have questions that you need answered that I have not covered here in this video or in the description below, then please shoot me an email, steven@stevenmelin.com. And of course, if you'd also like to discuss having my team write custom music for your video game, shoot me an email as well. And I would love to start that conversation for what that looks like. And I hope that the Game Music Treasury continues serving you well. See you next time.